So this class is about studying some of the Kridanta words. What is Kridanta first, and what some examples, and how to use them in sentences. Or rather than how to use, we'll see some examples, some exercises, and also look at some sentences, some stories where these Kridanta words are used, and try to identify them as we keep studying this or going through this course. Yeah. And now, Kridanta is a Ashtadhyayi term, is a technical term. Krut Anta. This Kridanta, in that there are two words, two parts, Krut plus Anta. Kridanta. The Kridanta is a word ending in Krut. Kridanta is a word ending in Krut. Krut plus Anta. Kridanta is a word ending in a Krut. What is Krut now? Krut is a group of, or a collection of, suffixes of pratyayas. Pratyaya samuhasya nama krut iti. So this krut is a collection of pratyayas in Ashtadhyayi. In Ashtadhyayi, let me try to mute some of you so that, let's see. Okay. Okay. If there are any question or if you want any comments, please unmute and can talk. So Krut, Ashtadhyayi, as you know, has or specifies many pratyayas, suffixes. The approach of Ashtadhyayi Vyakaranam to the formation of the words is, what is the fundamental there? It always breaks a word which is used in language. It specifies pratyaya and a root, a moola padam and then pratyaya. Any word you take in the language. If you take so there are basically two types of words, namapada and kriyapada. Namapada and kriyapada, noun and verb. Right? Namapada and kriyapada. So here also you should note that there is a word called pada here. Pada means, it is also a technical term in Vyakaranam. Padam. Padam means something which is ready to be used in the language, in Sanskrit language. That is called padam. Now there are two types of padas as per Ashtadhyayi. So one is Namapada, other is Kriyapada. Namapada, loosely you can say it as a noun. Kriyapada, it can be said as verb. Now Namapada, what is Namapada now? Examples of Namapada, what are the examples of Namapada? Vijanti Bhagini, Namapadasya udaharanani.
Like aham and so on, or balakaha. That.
And Kriyapadasya udaharanani. What are the examples of Kriyapada?
Gachati.
Chalati.
Okay.
Yeah,
Patati.
gacchati, chalati, karoti, etc. Right? Now, namapada, which are like aham, balakaha, etc. What are they? Like what is the difference between namapada and kriyapada?
Namapada defines the name of a person or a matter or something. Kriyapada is a kriyavachaka.
Hmm. Yeah, correct. So namapada denotes or refers to something, some object, a name or vastu. That vastu can be what kind of vastu it can be? It can be somebody's name or some generic name. For example, let's say Nadi, okay? Or Nadi or Vyaghra. These are generic names. Like Vyaghra is not some particular tiger's name. Vyaghra means tiger. It is not a Vyaghra is a generic name, or it represents the group or the species of tigers. Not a generic, not a certain not a specific name to a specific tiger. Example, even in the Balaka. Balaka is a generic word to indicate a boy, not a name for a specific boy. And
that is like a Sarvanama.
Sarvanama is different. Sarvanama, Balaka is not a Sarvanama. Aham is Sarvanama. Saha is Sarvanama. Sa is Sarvanama. Sa, Saha, there it is not referring to, it is a pronoun, right? What is a pronoun? How do you define a pronoun? It is not directly referring to the vastu. The vastu is there, like a balaka is there, which you already referred to, you know what you know. It is already come into the context. Now you want to refer to the same thing, but not with the balaka, then we can use like saha or esha, etc. Then we have
Can it be Samanya Nama?
samanya nama, you can call it. Then balaka, etc. was there. Then the specific names, like actual name of indicating one specific boy, like Rama, Ashoka, etc., or even Balika for that matter. So anything that specifically indicates that also would be a namapada, like that's Ankita nama you can call, or given name. So these are also can be namapada. Namapada especially means anything referring to vastu, which could be abstract or even it could be non-abstract, like balaka, etc. Non-abstract, and abstract could be like bhava or abhipraya or sthiti, like gamanam, for example, right? Gamanam, going. So it is not somebody's name, or it is not a vastu, it is not a thing or object, but it is an abstract concept or abstract vastu you can call thing, which indicates the act of going. Or even gatavan. Here there is a sthiti, you can call it. It indicates somebody who is who has gone. Gatavan, gataha, etc. Those are also namapada. Now, kriyapada means what? Kriyapada is a kriya vachaka pada, which indicates the actual bhava of kriya being performed. Kriyayaha bhavaha being performed at that time, or previously, in the past, or in future. Gacchati, chalati, those indicates the chalana kriya being performed now. Gacchati, gamana kriya being performed now. That is in the vartamana kala, present tense, or in the past tense it could be agachat, etc., to indicate the bhuta kala if it has happened in the past. Similarly, bhavishyat kala also could be there. Then you also know there are different lakaras or different bhavas, like what was the other one? Lot lakara, ling lakara, etc. They do not necessarily indicate the time, but they indicate the bhava or certain moods of the kriya. Like in lot lakara we have ajna, prarthana, etc. So those are the kriyapada. Kriyapadas also, kriyapada, they have vachana and vibhakti, and namapada, they do not have kala. They also have vachana, vibhakti, lingam, namapadas. At kriyapadas, they have vachana, vibhakti, and kala. They do not have linga in Sanskrit Bhasha. Namapada, vibhakti, vachana, linga, you know already. Vibhaktis are 7, and vachana, there are 3, ekavachanam, bhavachanam, dvivachanam, and lingam, there are 3, pullinga, strilinga, and napumsakalinga. And kriyapada, vachanam, there are 3, ekavachana, dvivachana, bhavachanam, and vibhakti, in this case, they are also referred to as purusha, prathama purusha, madhyama purusha, uttama purusha, 3 types of vibhakti or purushas for kriyapadas, and kala, vartamana kala, bhuta kala, bhavishyat kala, mainly 3 kalas. And then there are different variations within them in that kalas also. And based on that, the kriyapada forms will be different. In the namapadas, vibhaktis, there are 7. So depending on the role what they play, the 7 vibhaktis are defined, are there. And if what is the prathama vibhakti here now? Prathama vibhakti is applied when namapada comes into prathama vibhakti, used in prathama vibhakti in the case of when that word padam vastunah nama nirdesham kurute. Nama nirdesham means what? It just refers to that object. So a word referring to that object without any specific role as such. That's in that case the prathama vibhakti is used. Like we have balaka. So balaka, then what kanduka, and then what gruham, etc. So these are prathama vibhakti words, and they are prathama vibhakti form is coming there because those balaka, graham, etc., they are just referring to that, indicating that vastu, object, without any specific role there. When we are saying role, think of it as karakam, which most of you have studied before. Karakam, or at least remember that karakam being a role in a sentence with respect to kriya. And then the dvitiya bhakti comes in, when is it used? Dvitiya bhakti form, balakam. Balakam pustakam dadami. Balakam patham pathayami. So when is this dvitiya bhakti form balakam is used? In what role? Anybody remember?
Karma.
Karma. Karma, object in I think in English grammar. Karma karakara karma padam yada bhavati. Then this dvitiya vibhakti is used. Similarly, tritiya is karanam is 1, or also kartrupadam. When it is a kartrupadam also, then also tritiya vibhakti can be used, or is used actually. Then chaturthi, we have a sampradana, one the recipient of a benefit. In that case, chaturthi bhakti is used. Balakaya pustakam dadami. Balakaya chaturthi coming. Panchami apadana. When we have something separation. Parvatat nadi pravahati. Shashti is used generally in case of possession. Then we have Shashti balakasya pustakam asti. Then we have Gruhe balakah asti. Gruhe saptami bhakti. Where is it is adhishthanam. Adhishthanam means it is the holder of the kriya, where the kriya is happening. Gruhe utsavah athva grame utsavah bhavati. So grame, so it is saptami. So here we have different vibhaktis, and then also we have a variation of the prathama vibhakti, which is sambodhanam, where it is used to address. Sambodhanam means address somebody. Vibhakti vachana lingam, that's the identification of nama padam. Now in the Ashtadhyayi Vakaranam, Namapada is formed. How is it formed, a Namapada? Is formed by Pratipadikam. Surya Kumari Bhagini, anything you want to say? Pratipadikam plus what? Pratyaya.
Pratyaya.
Supratyaya. So, Pratipadikam plus Pratyaya. So this one is, this one becomes Amapadam, right? Pratipadikam plus Pratyaya. Now, what is this Pratyaya? So, Mahodaya said Supratyaya. Okay, so what is Supratyaya? What is Supratyaya?
It's one of these 21 pratyayas
Pratyayas
that you just add to this pratipadikam.
Yeah. So for for this one, if you look at this, any word, any form of a word, like here jalamuk, jalamucho, jalamuchaha. So you have jalamuchati pratipadikam, and all these jalamuk, jalamucho, jalamchaha, etc. These are padam. These are padani. Each one is a padam. And how is this each pada formed? By adding some pratyaya to jalamuch pratipadikam. So we have to jalamuch, jalamuch. So to this pratipadikam we add one of the supratyaya. Each cell here, each position here has one specific pratyaya. So we say 21 pratyayas, which are the group of 21 pratyayas is called supratyaya. Supratyayaha. Why is it called supra? Because the first one starts with the su, the last one ends with the pa. So it's like an acronym, short, the entire su, aujas, etc. starting with su and ending with pa. So the first one is su there, and then you add to the jalamuch, you add su to derive the Prathama Vibhakti Ekavachana form, Jalamukh, there. So the Ashtadhyayi Sutras define the process or the prakriya to start with Pratipadikam and add a particular, whatever pratyaya you want to add for that position, and go through certain steps, and each step is supported by a sutra, and then finally arrive at this final form, Jalamukh. These are easier to find. You can just, there are many websites which give this prakriya for any word or any position. Easy nowadays because of this computers. Jalamukh, Jalamuch, Jalasu plus Jalamukh, etc. Okay. Now, how about Kriyapada formation? Kriyapada form, also Kriyapada like Chalati, example. Chalati, here also the process is similar. The approach taken by Ashtadhyayi is similar, that it starts with not Pratipadikam here. In this case, what is this root word called? It's called Dhatu. Dhatu, and then we add again a Pratyaya. Starts with a Pratyaya therefore. It has to start with a Pratyaya. Dhatu plus Pratyaya then it turns into Kriyapadam. So again it goes through different steps in the process, Prakriya, and then finally we arrive at the Chalati form. Okay? So this group of pratyas which are added to dhatus are called, what are they called? Ting pratyaya. Ting pratyaya. Dhatu plus ting. Ting is again a group of pratyas, set of pratyas added to a dhatu to form a kriyapadam. The first pratyaya, when there are different positions and different kalas, right, in the dhatu, in the kriyapadas, the first pratyaya starts with a ti and the last pratyaya ends with nga. So the set is called ting pratyaya samoha, or generally ting pratyaya means it's one of the 18 pratyayas which are referred to as ting pratyaya. So the kriyapada, this padam, at the end it has some form of one of the ting pratyayas at the end. So this kriyapadam, in grammatically it is called, in grammar it is called tinganta. Tinganta padam. Tinganta padam or tingantam. Tinganta padam or tingantam. So what is tingantam? Did I say two? Tinganta padam. What is tinganta padam? Any word ending in one of the ting pratyayas. Any word in the here, that means all the kriyapadas. You take chalati or chalat, any kala, any form, any lakara. So all those forms of words will be ending in one of the ting pratyayas. And similarly, any namapada you take, that will be ending in what? Sup, one of the sup pratyayas. There are 21 sup pratyayas. One of the sup pratyayas these will be ending. So any namapada you take, whatever namapada you take, sarvanama, or Ankitanama or Avyayam, anything you take other than a Kriyapadam, that has to be a Namapadam, then it has to finally end in one of the Supratyayas. So all the Namapadas, any form, okay, any of this final form, it is called Subantam. Subantam means the one ending in Sup, one of the Sup Pratyayas. Okay, any questions so far? No? Now what is a Kridanta? Krudantam. Krudantam is a subset of Subantas or Namapadas. Obviously this Krut Antam, all just like Subantam or Tigantam, Krut Antam is the one ending in Krut Pratyaya, a word ending in Krut Pratyaya. There are different sets of Pratyayas or different Pratyayas defined in Ashtadhyayi. One such set is Sup Pratyayas. Another set is Ting Pratyaya. What are the other Pratyayas that you have heard of in the grammar, in Sanskrit grammar? Yeah. Yeah. Kumari Bhagini. Prajalan. Yeah.
I think we studied this Tavatu, Shatru, and all these pratyayas Mahodaya, but are those all now Krit pratyayas?
Yeah, they are. And yes, Shatru Pratyaya, Tavatu Pratyaya, etc. That we have seen that before. What else could be there? Then also there are. We can't hear you, Kumari, if you are speaking. We can't hear you. There could be also Stri Pratyayas, or the affixes added to Pratipadikas to form Strilinga words in Strilinga. I muted, but okay, I'm talking to Kumari Bhagini. I have muted, but you did unmute. Okay. I cannot unmute you. You have to unmute. We see you unmuted, but when you speak, we can't hear you. I can't hear you. I see you. When you unmute, I can see you unmuted. Kumari Bhagini. Yeah, now you are unmuted. I can see, but we can't hear you. There's some problem, I think, with the mic, probably. Okay. So, Kridanta. Ma Sharda, anything?
Yes, I can't hardly hear you.
You can't hear me?
Yeah, I'm having a lot of trouble with my earpiece. I'm going to get a new one. Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry, what was your question?
No, my question was, just now we talked about Supratyayas and Ting Pratyayas. What other Pratyayas as per Ashtadhyayi, you have heard? Any other Pratyayas or suffixes that you have heard? Or you know about?
Pranta Pratyaya, Tumanu Pratyaya.
They're talking about how to make, how to divide things up so you can find the meanings, right? So you could
Yeah,
find
what
a place.
others, as per Ashtadhyayi, what other suffixes if you know? Like, couple of them we talked now on. One was sup, other was
Right.
thing.
Right.
Do you know any other suffix like this, sup and thing?
I think we also studied some of these vikarana pratyayas that were added
Vikarana
to.
pratyaya, correct. Vikarana pratyaya, which is used in some cases, and there are three pratyayas which are also there. And then there are tadhita pratyayas which are also there. There are many other pratyayas which are used in the grammar specified in Ashtadhyayi. So they are used for specific purposes in the prakriya. When we do, I'm going to mute you again, Mashallah.
Mahoday, so are these pratyayas always added at the end of something, or do they also come somewhere in the middle or at the beginning?
Yeah, they might come in the beginning, they might come in the middle, they might come in the end. So the overall structure of Ashtadhyayi grammar is, Paniniya grammar is this kind of process. Start with some root word, and then that's called prakriti. Prakriti plus pratyaya, right? Prakriti plus pratyaya to form any padam. Any padam, prakriti plus pratyaya. This is a general format used by this Panini grammar. So padam is formed, padam is which is usable in language, is formed with the one prakriti, means the base word, word, or root word you can call, and then pratyaya adding a suffix. So this is true for, this is a very high level true for any word. So in case of Namapadam, we saw Prakriti would be Pratipadikam and Pratyaya would be one of the Supratyayas. So that becomes Namapadam. In case of Kriyapadam, the Prakriti would be Dhatu and Pratyaya would be one of the Ting Pratyayas. Now Supratyaya is a set of 21 Pratyayas, Ting Pratyaya is a set of 18 Pratyayas, 18 suffixes which can be added to Dhatu, the thing. There could be other, Ashtadhyayi also, other than this sup and thing, it also has many other kinds of pratyayas, many other types of suffixes or affixes, or there could be prefixes. Something which is attached to a word to derive something else. So there could be Stri Pratyaya also, Strilinga. So it's a Stri Pratyaya means not, the name of the Pratyaya is not a name actually. It's a group of Pratyayas, Stri Pratyaya. There are different 5, 6, 6 Strilinga Pratyayas are there, which added to a Pratipadikam. They change they turn into a different Pratipadikam into a Strilinga Pratipadikam. For example, you have Balaka, then you add one of the Stri Pratyayas, then it turns into Balika. Then the Stri Pratyaya called, there is a Stri Pratyaya called Tap. So that is not the focus here, but the underlining, what I would like to underline is that there are many other pratyayas, or the Ashtadhyayi is full of pratyayas which are used for different purposes in different positions to form in the formation of the words. Now, what we are studying here, Kridanta, we are studying about Krut pratyayas. Just like Subanta means a word ending in sup, one of the supratyayas. Tinganta means the word ending in one of the ting pratyayas. Kridanta means a word ending in a krit pratyaya. For that we have to know what is a krit pratyaya. Krit pratyaya is again, it's a set of pratyayas. Krit pratyaya is a set of pratyayas. They are defined again in Ashtadhyayi. Krit is a set of pratyayas, not one pratyaya. It's a group of pratyayas. There are more than 100. Now, why this number is not exact? Because of different versions of Panini's Ashtadhyayi, and so there are about 100 plus pratyayas, krit pratyayas are there. Now, what is a kridanta? Kridanta word is a padam, and kridantam is a pratipadikam actually. Pratipadikam. Note that a krit pratyaya is added to a dhatu. Dhatu plus one of the krit pratyaya becomes pratipadikam. Krit pratyaya is added to a dhatu. When we say krit, it could be any of the 100 plus krit pratyayas. Now, all the krit pratyayas cannot be added to all the dhatus. Depends on the language, how the usages are there in the language. But this is the generic format. Dhatu plus krit pratyaya equal to pratipadikam. Now, on top of this pratipadikam, you add, to make it a padam, to make it usable in the language, to the pratipadikam you add a supratyaya. To make it a padam. Only the padam can be used in a language. Pratipadikam cannot be used in a language. Okay? So dhatu plus krit pratyaya equal to pratipadikam. Now let's take some examples here. Now, Vijanti Bhaginike, can you say a simple sentence, any sentence, which has a kartrupadam, karmapadam?
बालकः विद्यालयं गच्छति.
Okay. बालकः विद्यालयं गच्छति. Since our study here is about Kridanta words, and which are also Namapadas. All the Kridantas basically create Pratipadikam. Pratipadikam will finally turn into Namapadam, Subantam. Let's take this aside. Let's focus on the Subanta words here, which are Balaka and Vidyalaya. Balakaha Vidyalayam Gacchati. In this sentence, there are two Subanta words are there, right? Balakaha is one Subanta word, and Vidyalaya is another Subanta word. Now, here, what is Balaka? How is the Balaka word formed? That is, we can think about it. That we can analyze, or at least put some thought towards it. How is a Balaka word formed? And how is the Vidyalaya word formed?
Balaka plus Visarga.
Correct. Balaka plus Visarga. That is exactly like Balaka is a Pratipadikam, and we have Visarga, which is actually a coming because of the Supratyaya. Prathama Vibhakti Ekavachana Supratyaya, whatever it is, which turns into Visarga finally, and then it becomes Balaka. Balaka. So here Balaka is a Pratipadikam. Now, question is, what is the synthesis of this Balaka word or Balaka Pratipadikam? So is there any origin for this Balaka Pratipadikam? What does this Balaka actually mean? Balaka means what usually?
A boy.
A boy, but in the Sanskrit,
Young child.
I didn't get it. What is it?
Young child.
Young child. Okay, young child. Okay, boy. That is like if you look at some dictionaries, maybe Sanskrit English dictionary, they can give this meaning, like a boy or young child. But in the Sanskritam itself, if you want to look up, you can look up some dictionaries in Nighantu Kosha, where Balaka means what is a Balak? Sanskrit. If you look up, they might give a different kind of explanation for this. Because there is no, they cannot say boy, right? So when you are looking at Sanskrit, they have to explain this Balaka in Sanskrit itself. So it is like English dictionary, right? If you look up boy, then it might say young child. If you look up child, then it has to explain that in English itself. So here in our case, Balaka is coming from, it is also a Kridanta padamatra. Kridanta pratipadik. Kridantam asti. Kridantam. Even Vidyalaya. Here also, the word is Vidya plus Alaya. So actually there is one word Vidyalaya. Let's take the ending word Alaya. Just Alaya. Alayam, it's Dvitiya Vibhakti. So in that Pratipadikam is Alaya. Here, if you separate this A, there is a Laya here. Laya is also a Pratipadikam, like we have Pralaya, Pralaya, Alaya. In that there is a Laya, is a word. A is a Upasarga, so keep that aside for now. So we have Laya here. How is this Laya word being formed, or Pratipadikam being formed here? So generally when we say Subantam, we say it starts with the Pratipadikam, the process starts with the Pratipadikam. What process? The Prakriya, the Akarana Prakriya, the derivation of the word, that process starts with the Pratipadikam, which in this case Balaka, which is Pratipadikam, and then add Vibhakti Pratyaya, which is Su in this case, and then it becomes the Balaka. And in this case of Alaya also start with the Pratipadikam and add the Dvitiya Vibhakti Ekavachana Supratyaya, then it becomes Alayam. That is generally what we say, it starts with the Pratipadikam. Now, Pratipadikam also has a formation here. So we have to go one step back here. Take one step back. How is the Pratipadikam formed? How is the Balaka Pratipadikam itself is formed? How is the Balaka formed? That is the next question. After the Pratipadikam is formed. Now, in Sanskritam, Pratipadikam also have formations. So they go one step back now. So even laya also has its own formation. So we have to go one step back here. So that is what we are talking about when we are studying this Kridanta Prakaranam. Kridantam. Kridantam, they are Pratipadikam. And now, so we are going to study how those Kridantam or Pratipadikam are formed. So Pratipadikam in this case of Kridantam, it starts with a dhatu plus one of the Krit Pratyayas out of 100 plus Krit Pratyayas. Then it becomes Kridantam, which is actually a Pratipadikam. Okay. Which is a Pratipadikam. So here, Balaka is a Kridantam, Laya is a Kridantam. This is what we have to understand. Even in Ramaha Vanam Gacchati, there also Rama is also a Kridantam. When you say Vana, that also can be Kridantam. Now we'll have to find out what is the Dhatu and Krutta Pratyaya for that to form a Vana or Rama Shabda. Okay. Now, the simple thing to understand here, simple example, is that since you're already familiar with Tavatu Pratyaya, which you have studied before, it is one of the Krit Pratyayas. Tavatu, many Pratyayas which we have already studied, like Tavatu, Tva, what are the other things we have studied?
Tumanu. Tumanu.
Tuman,
Shatru.
Shatru. So all these are which are added to Dhatu. These are, or your left one, which are added to Dhatu to form a new Pratipadikam. They are they are Krit Pratyaya. Krit Pratyaya. Now, examples of Pratipadikam after adding the Tavatu Pratyaya is, can you give me some example after adding the Tavatu Pratyaya? What is the Pratipadikam?
Gatavan, Gatavati.
Gatavan is the Subanta Padam. What is the Pratipadikam?
Gama.
Gatavat.
Gama.
Gatavat iti Pratipadikam. That is the Pratipadikam after adding Tavatu. Krit Pratyaya. Then we have Gatavati. There also initially we add Tavatu. It becomes Gatavat first. Then we add a Stri Pratyaya to make it, to turn that Pratipadikam into a Strilinga Pratipadikam, becomes Gatavati. And then we have a Shatru Pratyaya. Example for Shatru Pratyaya, what is the Pratipadikam after adding Shatru Pratyaya? Shatru Pratyaya. Same thing, if you take this Gama Dhatu, we have Gachat. Gachat iti Pratipadikam. So then we have This is Pratipadikam. Then in the Subanta form, the Pullinga we have Gachan, Ekavachanam. Prathama Vibhakti Ekavachanam, Gachan. Gatavat Pratipadikam is after adding Tavatu. In Prathama Vibhakti Ekavachanam, Pullinga, it becomes Gatavan. And Pullinga Ekavachanam, Gachat, becomes Gachan. And this Tumun, Tva, Lep, they are also added to Dhatus, but when they are added, the resulting Pratipadikam becomes Avyayam. Gatva, Ushitva, etc. That becomes Avyayam. And then to the Avyayam, for example, Gatva. This is a Pratipadikam. Gatva, and then this is a Pratipadikam actually when you add Tva. Then to make it a Padam, to Avyayam also we add a Supratyaya. You can add any Supratyaya, it doesn't matter, because in all the Vibhakti Linga Vachanam, Avyayam form doesn't change. But to make it a Padam, we still have to add a Supratyaya. You can add Su or whatever. Then it becomes Gatva only. Gatva. So that is the Avyayam. But technically this is a Padam here. This is a Pratipadikam. This is a Supratyaya is added to technically make it a Padam, because as per definition, Ashtadhyayi definition, only a Padam can be used in a sentence. So at the end, it has to be called a Padam. It has to technically, it has to get the term or terminology as a Padam. So to call it a Padam, we'll just, as a formality, we'll complete this step. Gatva plus Su, it remains Gatva. There are other sutras which come into picture, Ashtadhyayi Sutra. They say that because this Avyayam, this Su is just becomes Lopa, right? Or it goes away. Then Gatva remains. This is a formality. So you know these different examples which you already know. Tavatu is one of the Krut Pratyayas because it is added to Dhatu. Then Tva is another Krut Pratyaya added to Dhatu. Shatru added to Dhatu, etc.
What is Mula Pada for Gatva before adding? Before
Gam.
adding Pratyaya, Gatva, Tumno, what is Mula Gam?
Gam. The Dhatu. Let's look at the Dhatu. That is Gam only.
Gam.
So in this course, I plan to take up like at least about 20 to 25 pratyayas, and then loosely look at their prakriya, how they are applied to dhatus, and when they are applied to dhatus, how they become a pratipadikam, and then take some examples for each of the pratyayas. For example, we have tavatu here in this case. You already know gatavan, then what drishtavan, then what chalitavan, etc. You know. So we take some like 20 or so, or some popular dhatus, and add pratyaya which you are going to study, different pratyayas, add them, and wherever relevant, we'll very loosely look at the prakriya, and then study some examples, look at the usage and sentences, using them in sentences. Alright, so yeah, we'll stop here today, and we'll meet next week. Any question here? The very important thing to remember today is dhatu plus krit pratyaya turns into pratipadikam. Dhatu plus krit pratyaya turns into pratipadikam. If you are studying Ashtadhyayi, you might find different types of pratyayas which can be added to dhatus also, but all of them are not krit pratyayas. Krit pratyaya is one which is added to dhatu and it generates a pratipadikam.
So Mahadev, we are getting this noun from this verb, something like that. Like some nominal forms.
Yeah, nominal forms. So what did you say first, Rajunad? What is the full question?
No, but I was thinking, like, because these dhatus are mostly related to these verbs, right? But somehow we are getting noun from them, so that they can have this sup pratyayas. So
Yeah. Supratyaya. Before adding supratyaya, they have to be pratipadikam, and then pratipadikam has to have some origin. And according to one mata means opinion, you can say, right? Mata is actually opinion. One theory that all the words in Sanskritam, they have their origin in dhatus. They have to originate in the dhatu. Everything has to originate in a dhatu. Every word. Kriyapadas, obviously they originate in dhatu, but even all the nouns, they have to originate in one of the dhatus, from one of the dhatus. Anything you take. Some opinions, some scholars, you can say rishis previously or vyakaranas, they may not agree, some of them, but most of them they agree. Most of them have this thought that everything has to originate in a dhatu. And also in modern usage, or some of the words where it is difficult to find the dhatu, originating dhatu for that noun, it is possible that to find a dhatu for that also somehow, and also the people or these Vyakarana, the rishis, who argue that everything is coming from dhatu, where it is difficult to find the dhatu in terms of etymology for some of the words, they say that they are lost now. That they were previously there, but those dhatus are lost over the time. But essentially, everything has to originate from dhatu. अस्तु धन्यवादः नमस्कारः
धन्यवादः महोदय
धन्यवादः
नमस्कारः
धन्यवादः
महोदय